show of force by Ethiopia's National Defense Force in its Tigray region. A government visibly flexing control. We traveled outside of the capital Mekelle, across the region to see if the Ethiopian government has kept its promises to the world. Unimpeded aid access and the withdrawal of their Eritrean allies. The conflict for control of Tigray blazes on. Days earlier, these Tigrayan forces fighting for regional autonomy pushed out Eritrean troops from this town. As we arrive, one young man, Maxaa, wants to show us where his father, brother and cousin were taken and executed just days ago. The blood is still visible. It stains the ground. They didn't want to wash away his blood, he says. They wanted to leave it there. The body they took to the graveyard, but the blood, the place where his father was executed, the family still wants that place marked. Just a few meters from where Maxaa's father died, his brother and cousin were executed. Murdered, he says, by Eritreans, the same Eritreans who were supposed to have withdrawn. We return with Maxaa to his family. In total, just this one family lost 7 loved ones less than a week ago.
All of us have to run and hide when they come, even the women. They rape the women and then kill them. May God bring mercy on us, because we don't know what we can do.
The Eritreans are not only still here, but a day into our journey, and we've already found evidence of fresh atrocities. We hear that the holy city of Aksum to the west has been sealed off by Eritrean soldiers for 12 days. We need to see for ourselves. So we head out towards Aksum, but don't get very far. Something's not right. The team car behind us radios in.
There's
a car coming. A UN driver flashes us a warning, but we decide to press on. Hello. Salam. Can we go ahead? We're gonna go.
No problem.
Thank you. But the road ahead is blocked. We get out of the car with our hands up and identify ourselves to the Ethiopian soldiers. Hey, hello. CNN. We're CNN, journalists.
It's impossible.
We are journalists.
It's impossible.
Sir, tell us.
Before ask our commander.
We spoke. No. The soldier spots our camera.
Sir.
They're incredibly tense.
It's okay.
The soldiers close in on us.
We asked there.
Why not asking our commander?
Sir, we asked.
As we're pulled to one side, we turn on our covert camera.
Are we detained? And unless we are detained, we're not giving them the camera. We'll only go to the administration, the civilian administration. If you want to have detained a CNN team, then that's what's happened now, because we're not going to the camp willingly. They have now said that we are allowed to go and meet the general in a civilian location, but it is still against our will. But we're going.
On our way to the headquarters, we're able to hide our footage, and we are later released. At the local hospital, we find out why the soldiers didn't want us to film. What happened?
Yeah, it's okay. You're clearly in shock. Just take a moment to breathe and then tell us what happened.
We were in the bus station when the shooting started. We were running, trying to get away, and that's when it happened.
This girl is so scared. She's covering her face, but she wants to tell us what happened, which is that a grenade detonated in front of a group of soldiers, and she says they started randomly opening fire on civilians. She is clearly not a soldier. She's a teenage girl, and she says that she was shot through the leg.
This is the main route to Aksum. It's a vital supply artery, but for 12 days now, nothing has been able to pass. First checkpoint, Ethiopian soldiers let us through. Ahead, we've been warned by senior Ethiopian military sources we'll find Eritrean soldiers. As we crest the hill, before we reach the second checkpoint, we turn on our covert cameras.
Hello, sir. Can I show you our papers? We're CNN. Journalists? We have permission to travel.
These are Eritrean troops. captured here for the first time on camera. A ragtag army in their distinctive light-colored fatigues. Some are also wearing a previously retired Ethiopian army uniform, a clear bid to sow confusion as to whether they're Ethiopian or Eritrean.
The Eritrean soldiers are telling us that we don't have permission to travel, even though the Ethiopian soldiers waved us through. The other thing is, Eritrean soldiers are supposed to have begun withdrawing, but here they are, manning a checkpoint and blocking us from going forward. Hello, sir. Salamat. How are you? Journalists? We have permission. You're asking us to turn back? Okay, we've been sent back.
Both Eritrea and Ethiopia promised these troops would withdraw weeks ago. Yet this foreign force is still here and occupying, obstructing a key supply route with impunity. After calling the interim government, military contacts and others, on our fourth attempt, we make it through. 3 days after setting off, we finally arrive in Aksum, a UNESCO heritage site, the holiest city in Ethiopia and a place of pilgrimage. But even the act of worship here is a dangerous one. The war is never far away. At a local health facility, we see firsthand the consequences of this almost 2-week siege. 2-month-old Johannes's life has been hanging in the balance. His mother risked her life and his to get him past the soldiers encircling the city so that he can receive life-saving oxygen.
When he first got ill, it was a hard time, so I couldn't bring him. There was an active war. He got weaker, but I couldn't find transport. I had to travel difficult roads alone to get him here.
He's not out of danger yet. The hospital electricity flickers on and off, and they are still waiting to get more cylinders of oxygen. In the almost 2 weeks that Aksum has been cut off from the outside world, violence has spiked. We find this 24-year-old teacher.
Do you know who did this to you? Eritrean soldiers did this. I'm so sorry. This is just one case that we are able to capture because we're here, but it's impossible to know how many more women this was done to while this city was closed off from the outside world.
Another health facility, Aksum Referral Hospital. Soldiers walk in and out of the hospital with impunity. One spots the camera and runs off. They've run out of blood here. Doctors and medical students are donating their own, but it's still not enough. People who could have been saved are dying. Every patient you see here, the old, the young, the helpless, all injured in this conflict. Our journey here has brought into focus the hollowness of Ethiopia's promises. As we leave Aksum, a line of soldiers encircles the hospital. There is no respite. Ni'mal Bagir, CNN, Aksum, Ethiopia.